Readers, it's Lori. Welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper. I'm so excited today because I'm doing my first readathon and I hope it is unique and fun and that you will want to join in with me. It's a readathon that I thought of I guess last year when I wasn't on BookTube at the moment, and it kind of came back into my head the other day and I thought, oh yeah, that was a cool idea. So I started planning and plotting it out, and I have it all in my little notebook. And so I'm ready to announce it and ready to invite you to join me. So this readathon is Mardi Gras Readathon. Now, many of you know I live on the Gulf Coast, and that means carnival season happens every year, or Mardi Gras, depending on how you refer to it. Mardi Gras has a long history in the United States, and especially here in the South. It also has a long history in other countries, but particularly in France. And so the French Cajun influence of the Gulf Coast South, as well as the specifically the influence of that in New Orleans, has led to decades and decades of celebrations of Mardi Gras in this area. Now, the carnival season has evolved over time. It was not always as diverse and accepting, and so there's a lot of history there. So if you're interested in that, one of my favorite parades and kind of one of my favorite evolutions in that sense is the Zulu crew, which is the Zulu parade. And so Zulu throws coconuts, if you've never been. So this is an actual coconut, and they decorate them each year. And then I was lucky enough to get coconuts. I also got some beads. So this is from 2017 from Zulu's crew, and their crew is particularly black and gold themed. So that is what you will get. They also throw other beads as well. So those are so much fun, and I love going there. And I've gotten lots of great stuff from the Zulu Social Aid and Pleasure Club, which is essentially the name of their crew. So look it up if you haven't already and you're interested. It's so fun, and I'm glad that I've gotten to go there. A local parade to me, they did actually decorate coconut bras for a while. So I have this one that a friend of mine made and threw for me. So if you know people in the parades, that's always a plus because they will throw things directly to you. I was a member of a crew, of the Mystic crew of the Seahorse for a while, and their theme are all related to pirates. And so these are some of the beads that I got when I was a participant in that parade, and we would throw beads, which is actually almost it's maybe more fun throwing them than it is catching them sometimes. So Mardi Gras parades and celebrations come from January through Mardi Gras, and depending on when the season begins and when Ash Wednesday and Easter are is how Mardi Gras is sort of scheduled. So again, more about this, but Fat Tuesday is always the day before Ash Wednesday because Lent begins on Ash Wednesday. And so during Lent, you're not going to be out drinking and eating king cake and throwing things and dancing and singing to music. You're going to be reflecting and doing things differently. So Fat Tuesday is the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday always. So in 2023, Fat Tuesday is the 21st of February. The readathon will go from the 1st to the 21st of February. So that gives you a good long time to get some of these prompts in. Certainly some of these could fall with multiple books. So that's something, of course, you're familiar with from other readathons. If you want to read about the history of Mardi Gras, you're more than welcome to. I am going to do some research on books that might be set in Mardi Gras. I know there's one for sure that I've read. So I may post a video about that and, closer to the time that the Readathon begins. But essentially today is just kind of laying this out. So Mardi Gras is a big deal here, but it may not be in your community, but you can celebrate with us in that way. And then you can watch different things during that season too. So let's get started. So the first prompt is related to the fact that every Krewe, which is actually spelled with a K, R-E-W-E, every Krewe is a group of people that come together to have a parade or have an event or have a ball. Every Krewe has a king and a queen, and that person is different every year. So the king and the queen are selected from the court, and you're members of the Krewe, and there's all this sort of thing. So it's a very big community thing. But this prompt is really very easy. You don't have to create a Krewe, but you do read a book about royalty. So prompt number one is you read a book about royalty. It doesn't matter if it's fiction or nonfiction. Again, these are very loose prompts, so you take them and interpret them in whatever way you want. Prompt number two is to read a book that's set here on the Gulf Coast. So that's pretty easy as well. The Gulf Coast spans from Florida all the way over. So you have a big area. It doesn't have to be any particular city necessarily, but it could be. Read a book that's set in New Orleans. You could read a book that's set in Biloxi, Mississippi, whatever you want to do. The third prompt is read a book that's set in France, because the origins of Mardi Gras that we really remember, I think, most vividly and consistently came from France. So read a book that's set in that country. Number four, read a book that is set and plotted and completed in one day. And the reason is because Fat Tuesday is actually one day from midnight to midnight. And after midnight, it's done. And again, and something else begins. Ash Wednesday and Lent begin. So read a book that is completely set in one day. I think that'll be fun. And I do have a recommendation for that. Prompt number five, read a book that centers around music. One of the biggest sort of iconic symbols of Mardi Gras, other than the ones we've already talked about, is the music, the Zydeco music, the different songs about Mardi Gras. There's lots of them, and they're just so fun, and people know the lyrics and they sing along. The music of Mardi Gras is beautiful and jazzy and loud and spirited. And so read a book about music that really fits whatever space you want to be in as you're reading it. Number six, I thought about the aspect of the Krewe. I tried to bring everything in. And so number six is to read a book about a group of friends or a group of people that come together for a specific purpose. It may be for planning balls or events like that, or it may just be a group of young adults in college or something like that. But read a book about people that are connected and combined around one particular event, mission, or theme. Number seven, pretty easy, read a book that's set in New Orleans. There's lots of them, and some of them are really cool. So I encourage you to take a look at that, because New Orleans is a fascinating city in and of itself. Another tradition at Mardi Gras during this whole season is that you eat something called a king cake, and it's a round, usually filled cake of some kind, and there's usually a baby in it, or there's a baby outside of it that you can put into the cake. And you then, when you get the piece of cake with the baby, then you either break a tooth or you have good luck for the rest of the year, but you also have to buy the next king cake. So there's kind of a good thing and a challenging thing about that. King cakes are delicious. There's lots of varieties of them. They're very sugary, very sugary. In this particular prompt, number 8 is to read a book about cake, or a book with the word cake in the title. So that one is, I would say, pretty easy. Number 9 is read a book or related to or about food in general. So carnival season, Mardi Gras season, is also a season where people really indulge in food. And some of the favorite seafoods of the day become more available at this time, and some other things as it begins to warm up, we are able to kind of get back to some of the ways that we enjoy cooking outdoors and eating and gathering in those balls and things. And of course, the balls balls they cater and these beautiful, delightful spreads that are just so sumptuous. So read a book that's related to or about food. And number 10 is to read a book about a ball or some kind of elegant event. Again, it kind of relates, and you could mix and match some of these into one prompt. Something that about an event that is really big, and it may be that something tragic happens as a result, but it also may be that it's a celebration. It may be just a part of the book, but there might be some kind of a large event that is kind of captured within that plot. Or again, if it's nonfiction, within that particular telling of what happened in that day. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up is you get bonus points. And again, the points go toward nothing, but the colors of Mardi Gras are pretty vivid and vibrant. And they're generally, they range from just as simple as black and gold or black and silver to bright red, which I actually got some. Where did I put them? I brought some reading glasses in, and I decided I wasn't going to wear them because they're just kind of uncomfortable. But red, purple is a huge color for Mardi Gras. Green, bright, vibrant green, bright, vibrant blue, some pink, and every now and again you'll see some orange, but typically it's the blue, the red, the green, the gold, some yellow, gold mixed in, and they're just beautiful, bright, vibrant colors. So you can, and I'm going to add some photos in here, obviously, for you to see kind of the colors of Mardi Gras, but, bonus points if there's some color on the cover that really stands out to you as Mardi Gras related, because that's always fun. And it's one of my favorite things about the whole event is that everything is just so stimulating visually. So it's visually stimulating, it's auditorily stimulating, and it's very stimulating to your palate. There's lots of drinking involved too. So, you choose to interpret these prompts and add your own bonus points if you want. That's really up to you. But I hope you'll have fun with this. Again, I hope you'll join me. You don't have to read 10 books. You can read as many as you want, but there are definitely 10 prompts for you to pick and choose from. I'm not going to read 10 books probably in 21 days, but I may be able to cover all those prompts in 21 days. So we'll see. I love this topic. I hope you do too. I hope I'm able to keep this going every year because I do love this season, and it is one that is so unique for our family as well. So hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you're going to participate. Share it with your friends if you would. You could do some challenges with them. You can read some books about Mardi Gras. Like I said, we'll get a gathering together and some other possible books for these prompts. And as always, happy reading. And in honor of Mardi Gras, let the good times roll. Bye.